As I said at the top of the show, we're going to talk about school leadership, specifically principals and assistant principals. And we have some terrific guests today to help us better understand the need to prepare and develop those leaders. First with us, we have Dr. Tom Wiliams. Tom is the president of Strategic Educational Alliances, but we've got Tom on because Tom also spent 32 years in the public schools of North Carolina, including the last 7 years as superintendent of Granville County Schools. And next to Tom is Lisa Stewart. Lisa is a current principal. In 3 years in as a principal, actually we're going to talk about the fact that we have a lot of new principals. She is at Grays Creek High School in Cumberland County, actually in Hope Mills, which is where my mom lives. So thank you both for being here today. Lisa, I want to start with you first. You were a classroom teacher, I think you told me, for 16 years. That's right. Before moving into being an assistant principal and principal. What didn't you know?
Well, you'd like to think you go through your college and you get your degree and you know everything you need to know. But once you get the keys, the story changes a little bit. I was fortunate when I became an assistant principal, I had a great support network, and now that I'm principal in my 3rd year, I do have that support network, but there's a lot of learning going on, a lot of on-the-job training.
Right, I mean, you're in the school building, the buck stops with you, right?
Yes, sir.
And so
Yes,
you've got a lot of folks, let's call them stakeholders. You got students first, obviously.
Absolutely.
Their parents, all the teachers that look up to you. So sort of where does we're going to talk about leadership. That's one of the themes we want to talk about today. Where does the idea of sort of leadership come in for you in a role being the leader of the school?
Well, sometimes I feel like I'm more of the best cheerleader than the leader of the school. I have to motivate the students, the parents, the community, and the teachers. You mentioned stakeholders earlier. The community is a major part of that as well. But being the leader, I have to motivate them to always want to do their best, to make today better than yesterday. And sometimes that's hard, but a lot of times, at my school at least, I have teachers that can help support that as well as my administrative team.
Right. Tom, let me talk to you. I mentioned your background, but you're also very involved as a coach for principals like Lisa. As a superintendent, how critical were people like Lisa in making sure that you, as the leader of the school district, could accomplish the goals that you wanted to accomplish?
Well, we always viewed the principalship as a part of the senior leadership team because really their alignment with what the district needs and what the district goals are, and being able to translate that to the uniqueness of their school, their culture, and their students' needs is critical. So the principal's role is really where the action is, of really blending the district need and vision and direction with what's happening daily with students and teachers and parents in the local schools. And
the role's changed a lot. You were a principal too, but I mean, 2017, a modern principal, they've got a lot on their plate, right?
Yeah, it's a tremendous challenge and opportunity, but I think really among the most exciting opportunities is being that school principal leader and helping see students and faculty improve.
So I mentioned leadership development, and Lisa's in a program now that you're affiliated with too, Distinguished Leadership in Practice through the North Carolina Principals and Assistant Principals Association. Tell me a little bit about what that program focuses on.
That program was created to recognize the gap in opportunities for school leaders to have ongoing professional development. So the Principals Association developed the vision for a program as a blended model with about 150 hours of contact, both online and face-to-face. It's grounded in the best research practices around the North Carolina evaluation standards for the 7 areas for principals and the 21 competencies, and then embeds it in their settings. So the assignments, the work, the conversation is really from their own data in their school, their own needs, and developing improvement plans from there.
So at least I mentioned my first question was about what didn't you know. I'm assuming that this kind of professional development you found pretty important.
Oh, it's amazing what I've learned through it, and then the networks I've made with other principals in this program. It's opened my eyes to what I can do better as that school leader to make my school the best possible school, not only in the district, but just in our eyes in the state. You know, we strive to be the best. DLP has taught me and helped me and guided me in that.
Right. What is, if you, thinking back on, I guess, not just this particular professional development, but other sort of development opportunity, what are some of the key takeaways that you mentioned? I mean, you said being the greatest cheerleader, but it's also managing the school. What are some of the key takeaways that you've got?
The managerial part has been a major takeaway for me in past professional developments that I've had. And then DLP is kind of focused on that as well, so it's kind of built that foundation for me.
Right. Tom, so you're working with a lot of principals in some of your current work. I mean, so what are you hearing from them about the profession itself and coming into it? I mean, it's, we are worried about our pipeline, not just for our teachers, but our school leaders.
I think with the Distinguished Leadership and Practice Program now over the last 6 years, there's been about 1,000 principals that have been engaged in that program and creating the network that Lisa mentioned. The dynamics of the change, the program has to respond to the changing conditions. That first year of that program, what was happening in North Carolina, what was the leading edge research, the impact of digital tools was one thing compared to where it is now. So I see that, in trying to prepare the principals is making sure and support them that they have the opportunity to continue to develop their skills and build kind of their toolkit as they move forward.
Do programs like this also deal with, we've had some principals on before and they talk about social media and sort of the rapid pace. Do you talk about that in the programs?
It's actually embedded in the program, and
Okay.
it's really, we've seen, through the Principal Association, a tremendous change of where school leaders were with even local policies around social media to now where a lot of schools are really using social media to communicate to their parents and their public. So Lisa can probably talk more specifically.
I'm sure you've had, I mean, because I guess when I throw it out, I'm thinking about the crises and the things that happen, but it's actually a really important communications tool.
It is such a positive tool for me at Grace Creek High School. I tweet, I go into a classroom and I see a great lesson, I'll tweet it out, look what the kids are doing today, or if we have a event at school, a career night at school,
right.
I'll tweet that out, or we also have our school Facebook page. So social media is a tool that every principal needs to be utilizing.
So you hear that, parents? If you're a Grace Creek High School parent, you need to be following Lisa Stewart.
Right.
You can direct message her too, and you also should be.
Absolutely.
But no, we've seen the schools are doing a great job with social media. So thank you both for being here. We're going to have some more conversation in the next segment. But when we come back, we are going to have someone who leads one of the state's most effective principal leadership programs. But as we go to break, see if you can answer this question. What percentage of North Carolina principals have less than 5 years of experience as a principal?